Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever and wherever you are. This is Coach Lee, and we're working on speech anxiety in all its forms. And we have the pleasure of talking with YUSUKE. Say hello, YUSUKE.
Hello, everyone.
And YUSUKE is a Ph.D. in psychology and a professor at a university in Virginia. He stuttered when he was young, and mainly blocks and silences. His principal issues were with groups and authorities. Um, however, it began to plague him when he did his classroom lectures in recent years, and as a result, he found our book, my book, How to Stop Stuttering and Love Speaking, and he told me, quote, "It helped me tremendously," unquote. And he's holding up that book right now. And he became active in our presentations, and during this period, he was working on uh, the stuttering problem, which, for example, he might have it with a rude student when he became short of breath, perspired a bit, was at a loss for a word, or went silent to avoid stuttering. And so he went to work on it, and in 2021, and he began to improve dramatically. And he was at one point thinking negatively about his speech. He said approximately 20 minutes an hour, and struggling with one to three uh, words out of every five words at one point. So we worked on this, and we drilled a number of the crutches and so forth, and speech plans, and he did better and better and better. And as a result, by April of 2022, he couldn't remember his last bad incident, and he was almost not thinking negatively about speech at all. And so he posted his Stop Stuttering story in May of 2022. It is now June of 2024. So it's over 2 years ago. And I asked him if he would do a validation video, which is what I call this today. And he kindly consented to do so. And so I have several questions for you, just
Oh,
very, very broad overview. Um, and this is really a very short question. In your opinion, do our methods work?
I do um, confirm that your method do work to me, like especially under high anxiety, high um, pressure like situations. It does work and improves my fluency. So yes,
All right. So can you tell us, can you remember when your last bad incident was? That is, when you felt that you humiliated yourself by your stuttering?
not at all. Especially since I posted my what was it, the presentation and success story. I feel like pretty confident on my speech, and I feel I experienced no such experience before. So
Do you think about your words or plan them now before you say them in regular conversations?
in the regular conversations, no at all. Even when I need to select like specific words for my job, for example, I don't stutter at all these days, and I don't remember that last time I did.
Okay. Would you say that you have taught yourself to love to speak even under pressure?
Yes, yes,
Good.
and I do love now to make my presentations to different agencies, to those stakeholders as a uh, you know university professor. Sometimes I feel some uh, anxiety to that level that everyone experiences. Of course, I'm a human, but also at the same time, I don't stutter these days. So, yeah.
Well, for whatever it's worth, my father was a very fine speaker and attorney, and I remember asking him one time if he was ever nervous before he made presentations to the Supreme Court of the United States and you name it. And I said, and conventions and so forth. And I said, are you ever nervous when you give a talk somewhere? And he said, Lee, if you're not nervous a bit, you won't be any good. So he believed that some level of anxiety sharpened you and made you even a better able to handle the situation. Would you say that, can you tell us roughly what you did other than study my book, How to Stop Stuttering and Love Speaking, what you did other than that that really helped you conquer your stuttering?
Oh, that's a great question. So I first like try to master this method, right? And then I try to apply this to different uh, problems that I have in my life. For example, my interacting with other researchers in the field. Sometimes we don't agree. I am in a different editorial boards, and so that kind of thing. I use the mind training technique to start like thinking more positively about different issues in my life. So overall, it made me a happier person. Overall, not only for stopping to stutter, but starting more like happier life. So,
Did you read aloud significantly?
uh, reading aloud these days, I don't that.
Did you, though, during the healing process,
Yes,
did you
yes.
read aloud?
I read aloud my textbook when I'm teaching undergraduate course. I read aloud different papers, which I don't have to read aloud, but I did that for everything that I see.
So
Uh,
you, so
Practice.
you, the answer is that you read aloud daily, a certain,
Yes.
from
So,
various textbooks and things.
so
Did you feel that your reading aloud helped you?
yes, yes. The exact way that you explained it in this book, you read more, you basically implement the image of your success or fluency into your brain, and then you remember that as more
Okay,
encouraging experience to do more,
okay.
right? So that will help me. That helped me a lot.
Did you do daily mind training? Did you give yourself those treatments, those auto suggestions or self hypnosis treatments?
Mm. I did all the suggestions. I did not know how to do hypnosis because I'm
Okay.
not expert in that.
And
But
did you do them twice a day before
yes,
bed and when you got up?
yes, sir. Yes,
About how much time did you spend on each treatment?
I spent at least 10 minutes in
Okay.
the morning,
Are you
and
still doing mind training treatments daily?
let me be perfectly honest with you. I don't, but I do
Oh,
that.
okay.
But,
Well, we would urge you to do that
well, yeah,
because
especially because that I'll do that because it's so powerful in a way that you can change yourself in whatever you ways you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So if it's like not only like stopping stuttering and becoming fluent, but how do I become a happier person? And I have two uh, lovely daughters in my family, and sometimes it can be frustrating to do something.
sure.
Okay, like how do I, resolve my frustration or stress? Well, auto suggestion is one very powerful methods to do that. So I've been doing that.
In what country were you born?
Japan,
Japan. And how long have you been in the United States?
about 20 years.
About 20 years. Okay. And so when you worked on our methods, our neuroscience methods, reading aloud and doing mind training treatments, and using what we call crutches or speech plans
Mhm.
to avoid problems with words. Could you tell us which of those methods or tools was most beneficial, most helpful to you?
So for my symptom or situation, my stuttering occurs most frequently in high pressure situation, like when I'm like giving a lecture or presentation for an hour. So that's when I used your emergency speech plan the most. Stop and breathe and slowly speak. That helped me tremendously to improve my speech. So that's one. And the other one is speak. What was it? Speak like a king. That is
Okay, crutch 11 is not really a crutch. It's how to speak like a king. That's really what it is.
right. Speak
And
less.
that's something you and I work on that. I try to do that now, as
Mhm,
late as now. I still can improve my speech,
mhm.
So I'm always working to speak a bit slower, pronounce better, to be more passionate in a positive way about what I say, and also to smile more when I speak and use lots of stops to
Yes.
give myself a break and the listener a break as well. That's all speaking like a king. And I'm glad that you're doing that. And I hope that you will resume your mind training treatments, because 10 years from today or 20 or more, I hope you'll be able to say, as I can say now, that my mind training is what keeps me connected to the earth in a positive way,
Yeah.
you know. And you as a doctor of psychology, you know these things better than I do. You understand the reasons for them better than I do.
Well, I don't know if I can confirm that. As a
Well, I think you can. I think you,
student.
whether you do or you don't, I think you can. Well, listen, is there any, in closing our little video here, is there any message that you would like to give to the stutterers of the world who are struggling, and some of them are, as you know, even border on suicide. Their stuttering is so bad. Is there any message that you would give to any of those people?
I started in my childhood, and I got humiliated by other people how on how I spoke, and that was very negative experience. But this technique did the job for me. It basically not only transformed my speech and fluency, but it transformed my life. So if you haven't seen this, please do take a look. And
Okay.
I would
How do you feel about World Stop Stuttering Association, which is an
oh
IRS, as you know, approved charity
yes
that
sir.
it's a community of ex-stutterers like myself and yourself, and we're there. We're trying to help as many stutterers as we can. What
Right.
do you think about our community,
Well, that's
WSSA?
amazing community. I was completely blown away by how many people attend every SAM's meeting, and such a positive environment that would continue to encourage you to improve your speech, because you see other, people are, already stopped like stuttering, and they are sharing their positive experiences. That is amazing opportunity. So I would, I am so grateful that you started that amazing um, organization.
Wonderful. Well, listen, Doctor, we really appreciate your time today and always. We know that you've agreed to give another talk to our SAM group before long. We'll look forward to that. And we want to thank you for your comments today, and hope that you'll join us at SAM at any other time you can, because we can benefit from your wisdom and your growth. And we're always here to do whatever we can to help you or other stutterers. You don't need it for that reason, but you may know someone who does. In any event, thank you again for your time and your comments today. I'm going to stop the recording now. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you for having me.